Kia ora koutou katoa katoa. Come with me, friends, as I go into the forest. Come listen to the sound of the trees. So nice. Oh God, I'm so glad I came here. I've been trying to escape my house for days. Here I am. Thank you for coming with me. I'm not going to do a hell of a lot of chatting. I just want you to come along. And forgive me if the connection isn't great. I actually have no idea. I am in a little bit of a gully. But I want to take you to one of my favourite places. So let's go. Hi everyone who's joined. Thank you for joining. So I am in Hipapatua Reserve, also known as Reed's Farm. Also, this is my second live ever, so congrats if you're actually watching, because this is a very rare occasion. But yeah, this is just one of my favorite places. I may also have to let some people on their mountain bikes by me, because it is a mountain biking track. But let's go into the redwoods, my friends. Hey, how you guys doing? How's life? What are you up to? Also, I'll try to answer any questions. Oh my gosh, look how tall these trees are, guys. Hi! Wave, 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 wave. Incoming. Are they going to send? I don't know. I have no idea what the reception's like. I'm so sorry. If you've come on here and the reception's awful, I apologize deeply for that. Hang on. Let me see. Well, I've got 2 bars. Who knows? I can only review this later and see. Oh my gosh, it's just so beautiful here. I've been dying to come here since I moved. Every time I visit my parents, I come here to the redwoods. Oh, it's just so good. The light is optimal. I'm here for this dimmed light atmosphere. This does wonders for my sensory stuffs. Wow, those trees, right? I don't even know what these are. I think some of them are a type of pine. There's a few eucalyptus trees. And then here's the redwoods. Oh my gosh, they're to die for. These aren't even like the ones I want to show you, but this is just one place that I love. I mean, look how cool it is. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm on the set of a movie somewhere. I mean, yes, I am the sort of person who listens to true crime and horror podcasts while alone walking the forest. I know, maybe it's a type of stim for me. Maybe I'm getting those big time dopamine hits. But I love it. Look at it. Oh my gosh. I kind of want to live here. Like, I build like a little cottage right there. That's me, right there. Could you imagine waking up to that every day? Kind of nice. I don't know. Twilight, right? I hope there's no wolves in here. No, we don't even have things like that here. Vampires, I mean, I don't know. That I'm skeptical about. I mean, if you've ever seen... What's that movie? Oh no, here goes the whole point of my story. Never mind. If you know, it's a New Zealand based vampire film. If you know the one, you'll know. But yeah, maybe. And also apologies for the wind. Let me know if it gets really bad. It's actually super windy, but I figured the trees would be a good barrier, but maybe not. I don't know. Hi. True crime is one of your favorite type podcasts. Yes. I am here for, I love them. I don't know why, I don't know. I think it's like worse than my real life. I mean, they're horrible stories too, you know. I don't know, maybe it's like I've got this weird interest in like human psychology, and it's kind of a part of it as well. But I also have my own kind of dash with a murderer. Pretty serious one here. Actually lived in Taupo, where I'm from, and that's another story. But he actually hung out in these woods waiting for bypassing women. So a little bit sketchy, I mean, but I feel pretty safe. I know this track really well, so but yeah, I happen to know this person, not around the time he'd committed the crimes, but yeah. Oh, should we stop and appreciate where we came from? So nice. Hi everyone. I'm trying to wave, it's not working. I don't know. Oh, I waved at somebody, hang on. I don't know why it doesn't load. Sorry for that. If you want to chat about ADHD, please ask ahead. Ask some questions, I'm more than happy to answer. I can still hear the cars from here, which is a shame, but very rarely the roaring sound of it's picking up is actually a massive waterfall called Huka Falls, world famous in New Zealand. People do come here for that. It's beautiful. It's like a full-on, it's not one of those trickling waterfalls, it's one of those like rapids and scary amount of force happening. Oh, we may get a glimpse of it from here. Let's see, I'm just walking up a hill. I've just come off my SSRIs too, so I'm a little breathless regarding, I've got a little bit of fatigue still happening. No, you can't see it from here, but the waterfall is kind of like that direction. Oh. Also, I've got like no cardio at the moment. It's hard to believe that beginning of last year I was marathon run ready, and now I'm like 25 kgs heavier. And all my hard work, you know, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I was training for something specifically, I was fundraising and all sorts, so that's okay. But yeah, oh gosh, it's quiet through here. Normally there's people, but like I am here during the middle of the day, during the middle of the week, so hopefully we get lucky and there's no one. That'll be really cool. What's reception like? Still 2 batteries. I'm very curious what it looks like, you know. Thank you for helping me cope with my ADHD, but I gotta head off. Much love to you. Oh, I'm so glad I help, and enjoy the rest of your day. I'm so glad that I can help. Like, honestly, I was on the opposite side of this whole thing once, and I don't know who I could have talked to like myself back then. Now there seems to be quite a few mental health advocates, which is great, but also some history of the area. So this is a very geothermal area. I'm actually right in the crater of a volcano where I live. Taupo is the lake itself is classed as a supervolcano. How do I still have reception? I don't know. And it blew its top a long time ago, and I'm actually in one of the highest altitudes in the country as well, where I am. Look at these wildflowers. Oh, hopefully they're not pixelated wildflowers, but we'll never know. I'll find out later. I brought my charger too, so we're not going to run out of battery at least. I love it. I'm pretty sure these are invasive species, but I don't know. I mean, I still want to enjoy them. This is a really easy bike track too. If you ever find yourself here, a great place to take kids. Beginner friendly. You can hire a electric bike in town and come all the way up here if you like. I did my first one. It was actually a Christmas present for my partner and I, because I wanted experience over things. Because I definitely don't need more stuff. I'm very capable of getting stuff all on my own without other people giving it to me. Oh, might be a bit of a wind tunnel here. Wow, it's very windy. That's what that noise is, just wind. I'm not really feeling it on me, but anyway, I went on my first e-bike ride, and this is going to be a little bit of an overshare, that involves periods. So I'm just going to let you know, if you don't want to hear about that, here's a warning. So anyone who's ridden a bike and haven't ridden a bike in a while knows what it's like, right? When you get pretty sore between the legs. And this particular day, like, I have sensory issues with a lot of ways to deal with menstruation, but this day I wore a pad. And you can imagine, over the amount of bumps and stuff that I went over, by the time I got to a bathroom, I tell you, I was crying, and I don't really want to ever do that again. But there's all the details I'm going to give you, but like, that was my first e-bike, mountain bike experience. Oh, everybody tunes out, sorry. And like, yeah. Is it ADHD tax? Maybe. I mean, in hindsight, I mean, it was kind of dumb. Like, I didn't think about like how sweaty I'd get and all sorts of things, right? Oh. I took one for the team. If this helps somebody in the future, please. Yeah. Right, we're getting closer to my favourite part. This part's kind of not interesting. There's a lot of like bush and blackberry bushes and things like that. Can't see any blackberries. I think it's just bean season. I don't know. I'm not too sure. Here's me, I like at the beginning of the video. See, I'm not going to do too much talking. But here I am. I don't know why I set myself up like that. It's like, are you serious, Jen? Because, come on. Remember who you are, my friend. Oh, here comes the wind, by the way. I'm very sorry. I'll give you a thumbs up when the wind has died, okay? So if you want to mute this, now's your chance. But, yeah. Oh, there's a quail. I don't know if you guys saw that. Oh my gosh, it was so tiny and cute and went across the path. Oh, I can hear it. I can hear it. Guys, do you hear that? Oh my gosh. Where are you? I want to film you. You sound so cute. Was it a quail? I don't know. Maybe it was a fantail. There'll be a few of those around here, a few native birds. It went in here somewhere. I think we'll be lucky if we see it. Maybe if we stood still for a while, but I won't. Okay, I think we're good for the wind now. So if you muted and came back, welcome back. And then there's a big gust of wind. Stop setting me up, world. I mean, I'm trying to do a live stream here. So you might hear a few cars. Yeah, that waterfall is definitely getting closest to it. It's that way somewhere. Lockdown has been rough here in Auckland. Been sinking into old habits a bit, but hopefully these new SSRIs will start working soon. I felt, yeah. I just moved from Auckland, so I was there two weeks ago with you, my friend, on SSRIs. Actually, I was tapering off them after being on them for 22 weeks, so I feel you. I totally understand. Hopefully you get to enjoy some more freedoms next week. Ooh, we're getting close to our destination, friends. But yeah, I'm so sorry. Lockdown is tedious. It's so disruptive. As much as it's nice to have like this forced sort of time off, it does nothing to help with routine and structure and all the things that we rely on. And even if it's just a simple routine of, or even if it's not even routine. Okay, hang on, it's very windy. Thumbs up to say, hey, it's time to mute, and I will thumb up again on the flip side, okay? Just if you want to mute. Oh gosh, that's bad. Please don't follow me, trees. I didn't come out here to get squashed. But as I was saying, yeah, it kind of, lockdown also kind of takes away your autonomy in a way. Like, stuff that's actually, like things that you would use maybe for coping in your everyday life, you no longer have access to. For me, that was the gym. And going for walks where I don't have to literally walk out onto the road to get away from people, because, I don't know, everyone wants to walk their entire family off across one span of the burn in the pavement. Oh my gosh, look how tall these trees are. I don't even know how tall. I don't even know if that will pick this up, but oh, wow. But yeah, so I don't know, I feel you. I felt so dysregulated in every way with lockdown. And moving to Taupo has been nice, but it's still very isolating. Gosh, do I miss the city. I didn't even realize how much until I'd been here for a couple of weeks, and it just kind of hit me and I started getting a bit homesick. I miss the Waitakere. I used to live very close to there in Tararangi, which I guess I can say now that I've moved. So I was living up on Atkinson Drive, which is right next to the Tararangi village. And oh yeah, we are here now. Before I talk about this, I'll just finish what I was saying. But yeah, I used to live really close to the Waitakere ranges, and you know, I'd go for walks in the forest all the time. And this is nothing on the rainforest, I have to say. As much as I love these trees, the Waitakere is filled with kauri trees, right? They're one of our native trees, and they are super duper tall. They're very similar, except they don't have big long branches like this. Oh my gosh, look at them moving at the top there. Wow. But yeah, it's just not the same. It's a different type of forest, and as much as this is where I'm from, it's what I would call my tūranga waiwai, which means my place to stand in te reo Māori. You know, it's not quite the same. But anyway, so welcome to the car in the middle of nowhere. Now I have so many questions. I mean, it's obviously been here a long time, but you saw the path we just walked down, right? Like, how? It was just in the middle of the woods. But yeah, kind of cool. I don't know. I just thought I'd bring you guys here because I wanted to come here. And what have we got? An old plastic bottle. Great, thanks for bringing it out here, guys. Good job. Oh yeah, by the way, if you've been on mute this whole time, I'm so sorry. Here I'm like, I'm doing you a favor. I love the excuse to be a lazy blob, but I always struggle building the motivation back up to being, yes, exactly. It's like, oh great, all the buffer time I could ever want, but now yeah, oh my gosh, I don't even want to know what lives in there. If you hear a sudden scream, I'm sorry. It will be a spider, and it's because I've seen it and it's very nearby, but it's not Australia, so I'm not too worried about it. But we do have big spiders here, but most of them actually live back up in the Waitakeres where I was just talking about. What is that? An old like chair. Wow, it's so oxygenated. It's kind of hard to say like how old this actually is. But yeah, if you don't know this is here, you don't know. Even locals don't know. You have to be one of those people who go for curious walks like I do. But yeah, I reckon I've got enough battery, or I will once I plug my charger. I'm at 36%. I've used 20% battery in this time. Oh, where's my track gone? Hey, come get lost in the forest with me. Dysgraphia and dyscalculia for the win. Dyspraxia too. No, I'm actually pretty good with my sense of direction. It's just I get my left and right muddled up. What was I saying? Oh yeah. I got enough battery to get us to the waterfall, so let's go. Why not? Or I'll try to get us there as close as I can. I know there's a path that comes off that will take us closer to it than having to go further around, so we'll see. But I haven't gone much further than this. Only twice I've walked this far, because there's plenty of tracks behind me I could go down instead, but you know. Welcome to all those who've joined. Thank you for tuning in, even if it's for a second. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a lovely day. But yeah, if you want, come listen to the sounds of the forest with me and some of my talking over that. Oh my gosh. If I can find a silver fern, I will point it out to you. Oh, here we are. So here's an example of a typical fern, right? These are sort of everywhere in the world. If you go into places that have them, that's what they look like. But we have our own special species, and it's called the silver fern. It's actually got a mouldy name. Excuse me as I step into the bushes. But this is what it looks like on the back. That's how you know. Whereas other ferns do not have this. Does that make sense? And that's how we know the difference. I think they're all native, but silver fern is like the one. I think our netball team is named after the silver ferns. I also wonder if they change in age looking at them. I actually don't know that much about them, except how to spot them, and you can tell them by that colour underneath the undergrowth of the leaves. Sorry, these sort of horticulture words and stuff is not a hyperfixation specialty of mine at all. Just random facts, half-baked facts, but the truth is in there. I try not to make stuff up. I really don't. I don't want to make stuff up. Okay, so this is where our path will fork, and I believe if we go that way we will hit the road very quickly, and that way takes us further on a mountain biking track. I don't even know if anyone's been through here today. Just looking at the ground, it's like we could be the only one who's been here today, which is pretty cool. That's the one thing I love about New Zealand. It's like if you want to be alone, you can, but you also be wary if you decide to go somewhere alone, especially the bush. It is no joke. No wild pigs around here as far as I know. There might be. They're called kuni, and well, that's the native ones, and I wouldn't put it past them to come for me if they got a spook. So, and they're known to do that, but I think we're safe. Oh yeah, we are so close to the road. Well, I'm going to definitely use this path from now on. I mean, if I want to cut it short. But we're going to the waterfall, guys. Let's go check that out. So at the moment, we're walking past a place. There's the road there. I don't know if you can see. It's called Huka Lodge, and it is one of our 5-star resort places. People like the Queen have stayed there. The Queen of England, that is. And many celebrities. Hi, what time is it and where are you? I am in a place called Hipapatua Reserve in Taupo, New Zealand, and it is now 3:46 p.m. Oh, we might as well take this exit and we'll follow the road because there's no point going further that way. We'll just end up, I don't even know, so let's go the way I know. We might hear a few cars from here. It may or may not get windy, I cannot guarantee it, so I'll give you a thumbs up to let you know when to mute and to unmute. But yeah, so this is Huka Lodge is behind here. You can see the sign. I don't know, oh, I can zoom up on lives, oh my god. See the sign there, Huka Lodge. Hello from Canada, it's 10:40 p.m. Wow. 10:40 p.m. yesterday for me, because we live in the future up in New Zealand. It is, what day is it? Thursday, the 4th of November. It's one of my best friend's birthdays today. And my other best friend's birthday yesterday. It's so weird. Like my 2 closest friends have birthdays one after the other. I think it's meant to be, guys. What do you reckon? Okay, so, gosh, I was like, oh, I'm sure the waterfall's just there. We're actually, it's still another good 5 minutes. So if you've got 5 minutes, I'll give it 10 because I'm time blind and that might be a overgeneralization. If you want, come back in 10 minutes. But, yeah, fire away any questions that you might have for me. I'm more than happy to answer. Also, I'm at 24% battery, so I will. You love my artwork? Ah, thanks. I appreciate it. I put a lot of spoons into them, and sometimes none at all, and I appreciate that, the fact you still like it anyway. So I've had a lot of fighting with my perfectionism with that, so if anyone likes it, that's great. Thank you. Wow, so many people joining. Hi. What day is it? I was going to quote Bailey Sarian. It's Thursday. Oh, never mind. I was like, what day is it? I just said that before. I can hear a car coming up to the driveway here or something. Sorry if that's annoying. So this is random walkabouts on Thursdays. Okay, I'm gonna share all the things on my noggin. I don't know if you know who Bailey Sarian is or you don't, that's fine, but I love her murder mystery makeup Mondays. Oh, there's a quail. Wow, bye. There's two of them there. Cool. That's neat. What was I saying? Oh, it's really a good, easy way to understand ADHD. Oh, awesome. Hey, my job is done. Thank you. I'm really happy to hear that feedback. It means a lot. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry, cars. Ooh, we might get a glimpse of the waterfall from up here. This is all brand new. They were building this last year? No, year before. So it's only a year or so old. And oh yeah, that noise you're hearing, that's not the wind. That is rapids. And wind, because the wind's picking up now to just, yeah, make me look like a fool. Oh my gosh, of course it's going to be windy up the top of the hill, right? I'm very sorry. Now's the time to mute. If you want to mute, I'll give you a thumbs up when to unmute. Okay? So here are some of the rapids leading up to the waterfall. We're getting close. It's so beautiful, guys. In real life, the water is crystal clear from here. The parts that are still anyway. Some more rapids over there. And then it starts getting pretty busy that way. And we just had a lot of rain. So, oh gosh, I'm so sorry for the wind, guys. Wow, it be busy. Oh, I'm sorry, Vivian. I don't know if you meant to hit that on, but I can't host you, I'm afraid. I don't know you, my friend. But send me a DM and maybe we can get to know each other. Today was an unproductive day for me. Same, I mean, I didn't do anything but what I had to do. And that was pretty much the bare minimum for me. Oh, the sound of the water is amazing. I know it just sounds like noise. Oh, so that's where we're going. Just there, and then the waterfall's like just over there, guys. But, oh, I'm at 16%. Give me a second. I'm just going to put you guys down. I'm still here. Don't worry. You get to look at this amazing bit of bird poop. I'm just going to plug in my charger. Okay. Right. Ooh, we got it at 14%. Wow, it dropped 2% just like that. I brought my fast charging cable too, so hopefully we make it. I would be so gutted if I walked all this way with you guys and I didn't even get to show you the waterfall. And if that's the case, I apologize now, especially if you've been coming. But I will take some photos if I can. Hopefully I don't run out of battery. Maybe I left it too late, we'll see. I know that the battery charger will at least keep the battery at bay. It might not increase, but it won't decrease either, so I might get lucky with that. Oh, there's another track there. That's new to me. I'll check that out sometime, but not today. Another time. I'm so impressed you travel with a charger. I have a checklist that I kind of say to myself. I have a headphones charger also for the same reason. Oh, sorry, that's my... I was just putting my backpack back on, but yeah, the charger, whether or not it's actually charged when I go to use it, that's the tricky part. but I always have it in my bag. It lives in my bag, along with this giant ass rainbow cable. This is it here, just standard. But yeah, hey, you made your bed. That I didn't even make my bed, so, oh wait, did I? I didn't really. I mean, I just pulled the blankets up, but you know, hey, it's done. Just do what you can, you know. You're doing it for you, you know what I mean? I like to think of sometimes it's like, well, I deserve a fresh made bed. I mean, that's when I get down, I try to think about it like that. Alright, hopefully there's no tourists either. I mean, normally if the borders were open and people could just come, they'd be parked all the way out up here, out on the side of the road. Another time I'm doing a live stream. Now's a good time to plug it. I'm doing a live stream on Facebook on the oh my god, what date did I put? Oh no, I can't remember. I guess the 25th or the 21st of November. I don't know. Check out my events tab. And it's my 2-year anniversary. You think I know when that was, but hey, maybe you didn't expect me to remember that. So if you didn't, you're probably ADHD, and you know you ADHD recognize ADHD. Anyway, I'm going to the Redwood Tree Walk in Rotorua, and there's literally like platforms and bridges and stuff in the trees, and it's all lit up at night. And I'm taking you guys there for my 2-year anniversary. That was my other Christmas present. Aside from the e-biking that didn't go as planned. Oh my god, there's nobody here. Oh wow, we're gonna have this place all to ourselves. I don't like COVID, but oh wait, I lied, there's one car. So I don't like COVID, but I appreciate when I can go to my local waterfall and there is no tourists. Yes, ADHD recognizes ADHD. Oh my god, I got 1% battery. What the heck is happening? Can we make it? Can we make it? Oh no. I'm trying guys. I can't believe there's 1% battery. Hang on. We're here. We're here. Here you go. We're not even at the actual waterfall yet. I'm so sorry. I don't know if you can hear me. That's how loud it is. Oh my god. When we make it. What the heck? 1%, we're still going. Let's go. Come on guys, are you running with me? Oh my god, can we do it? Can we do it? Okay, I'm out of breath. Okay, we're here. We're here. Okay. There she goes. A discharger. Yes. And this is Huka Falls, my friend. How is this live stream still going? Maybe it's like maybe it's just that ADHD luck. You know how there's ADHD tax? Sometimes there's ADHD luck. You know what I mean? Yes! This is Huka Falls, my friends. Oh, that was worth the walk. I still don't know how this is still going. 1% is holding out for me. Oh my gosh, okay. Can we get closer? We're gonna get lucky. Let's see, let's see. I mean, closer is in a better view. It is going for it today, guys. Do not bring your boat down here. It won't be a good time. But they do bring boats up to about here. We've had so much rain lately as well, so it's really going for it. See, we'll go over here as well. This is where I went with the e-bike up that way. It was not fun. It's a great track, but don't do what I did. Oh yeah, ice blue, snow white. So, while we still can. About 200,000 litres of water plunge 9 metres over the great rock face of Huka Falls every second. That's enough to fill 5 Olympic swimming pools every minute. Such a momentous flow of water creates a dangerous undertow. At the bottom of the falls, this has claimed the craft of many river users foolhardily enough to try and navigate the falls. Upstream of the falls, the Waikato is clear and reflective. After plunging over the falls, it packs up masses of tumbling air bubbles which create breathtaking colours and gives the falls their name after the Māori word for foam. The flow over the falls is so strong it prevents the upstream migration of trout and native fish such as eels, which is why there are no eels to be found in Lake Taupo. You want to paint this? I'd totally look it up, Huka Falls. Oh, it's so great. Just look at the colour. How will I still have battery? I've got 3% now. What is up with that? Okay. Maybe it just wanted me to run. It's like, fitness time, Jen. Time to lift your legs. Yeah, let's head back to the bridge. And I'll give you guys another look at that. And then I'm going to start walking back. And we'll go as long as I've got battery. Oh, it's so cool. We're here by ourselves, just us, just me and you guys. Thanks for being here with me. And hopefully I'm not shouting at you. I just have no idea if you can hear me because I can barely hear myself thinking. I think that's like the biggest the busiest I've seen the waterfall ever, period. Like every time I've been here it hasn't been like that, so it definitely pays to come here. Oh, hey, look, there's somebody in a business suit. That's hey, why not? I come here in all kinds of places. Your voice is perfect audio. Oh, excellent. Here's another close-up of the rapids. Crazy, huh? Whoa. It's like kind of scary, I have to say. Amazing. You can hear me fine. Oh, excellent. There may be a bit of wind again, so I'm sorry for that. This man's onto it. Kia ora. Hey. Pretty amazing. Yeah. Pretty amazing indeed, friends. Okay, so I'll give you a quick, a better look over the side of the bridge here, so you can see the bridge just here. This is the path I walked to my grandparents' house. If I want to go there, I'll take you guys there another time, for sure. Oh my gosh, it's starting to rain. Oh, felt like it. Yeah, the colours are amazing, aren't they? I just love it. Yeah, if you ever come to New Zealand, come here. Well, ka kite anō river. Thank you for showing us your beauty. Let's go. So yeah, Huka Falls in the North Island. Look at this font, it's so retro, I love it. Like, this font's older than me. But yeah. So yeah, that is Huka Falls. Yeah, thanks for sticking around to see that. The water's just amazing, right? Oh gosh, I'm so glad I could share that. I'll definitely save this video. I think I can. I don't know. How's that work? I've never done that before. Oh, hang on. What does this track say? Maybe we can do another round down. Oh, it's a bike track, 6 kilometers. Nope, not going that way. Another time. I do a lot of walking, so maybe I should do this more often and be like, hey, come for a walk with me. Come see stuff. Come see my country, my hometown. This is where my ancestors are from. Generations upon generations. You can, it will ask when you finalize live. Oh, cool, that's good to know. Cheers to that. Yeah, if I can't save it, like, how does it work to, because it can't go to Reels, right? Is there another, I don't know, we'll figure it out. If not, I'll upload it to my YouTube maybe, or my Facebook. Oh gosh, I'm breathless already. I will be fit soon. I'm just gonna get my walking back up again. I used to go for wellness walks every day, or that's what I call them. And it's just for, you know, to transition through different spaces instead of being like stuck in the same environment. Because like, I just think it's healthy. And exercise is always good for your brain no matter what. And a walk is something that most people can do. So if I couldn't even go to the gym, going for a walk, that's what I would try to do at least. Oh my god, why does such a small hill take me up? That's right, yeah, soon I'll be walk fit at least. That's my goal. I just want to be healthy. Have anything. That's my other goal. Be healthy and walk fit. Yeah. Again, sorry for the wind. Apologies for that. Oh, I can show you on the way. Oh god, that wind is bad. I'm so sorry. Hang on. We got 6% battery now. I'll go past this other reserve, and if the battery makes it there, then I'll show you a bit of that. But it's on my way home, so I might as well. Yeah. Yeah, I want to do so many of these tracks. Like, I'm very interested in that one. I go down there now, but I don't know. I mean, it's been raining and I don't know what kind of track it is, so I'll wait till the weather's a bit better. And maybe we'll see some more quails. I don't know. How do you feel about how do I feel about sun conures? Do you mean conures? I don't know what you mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by that, sorry. If you'd like to elaborate, I might be able to answer. Here's a last look at those rapids. I'm pretty sure that track probably just takes you down to see that closer. But yeah, it's pretty dark on my screen. I really don't know what you guys can see, so. Hey, every step is another step in the right direction. Alright, now I feel just by how puffed I am, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm really feeling it, but it's good. I feel good. Especially just getting fresh air. That waterfall made my day. It really did. And the trees, of course. But yeah, I'll take you by another way, and hopefully you can see that. And this is it'll be the bottom of Hipapatua Reserve, also known as Reed's Farm. A lot of tourists camp there, but the river is still very dangerous there. It looks like you can swim in it, but it is not somewhere you should be swimming at all, ever, period. I wouldn't even, I mean, I'd take my shoes off, dip my feet in the water and sit on the bank maybe, but yeah, people really underestimate the waterways here, the currents. You can't see them. The water looks crystal clear, but it's actually a strong current, and yeah, many people have drowned in the waters here. If you watch just a Jaden animations, the bird she has is a sun conure. Oh, okay. I thought that said Jacinda Ardern for some reason. As our Prime Minister, I was just like, what? Had to look at that 3 times. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I'll look that up. Jaden Animations. They're one of the big, like, YouTube channels, right? I don't know. I could be imagining that. But I don't know. I'm not a huge... I mean, I follow who I follow, I guess. Oh, it's so peaceful down here. Oh, I just love it. Oh, yeah, so where we're going is like, yeah, usually where all the camper vans and stuff are, but yeah, no tourists, so have it all to ourselves. Oh, so glad that one's gone. Oh, by the way, hey guys, thumbs up that you can take it off mute. We are now in a safe space with no wind, so please enjoy. And if you don't want to come along for the walk with me, I will be at my destination within 6 to 8 minutes, and I currently have 7% battery. We are going, guys. Oh, I've only got 1 bar left on my charger though, so how far that gets us, I don't know. Live streaming uses up all the battery. I didn't even get photos back there, which is a shame, but that's okay. I don't mind. I'm cool as, but I'm queer and I'm here. Excellent. Thank you for being here. Thanks for sharing your truths. Check out these trees, guys. Oh yeah. It's light out there. I'm on the bottom side of the earth in the future, my friend. It is the 4th of November. Thursday, the 4th of November. And it's about 4 o'clock. 10 past 4 in the afternoon. It's dark where you are. Where are you? I'm in New Zealand. Or Aotearoa, land of the long white cloud. And I'm going for a walk after checking out a massive waterfall, which unfortunately just missed. But I'm heading back to my place where I stay via another beautiful spot. So if you are here, and well, I don't know how long it's going to take me. I'm going to say 10 minutes because ADHD, you know. I'm walking reasonably fast. I could walk faster. Hi, how you doing? And yeah, I'll show you guys another spot because I can on my way home. Oh, here comes our first car. Woohoo! I was pretty lucky actually. Hi! Oh, sound of the trees. It smells amazing out here too, like minus that car. Yeah, I'm so tempted to go back in the forest, but like, well, I could had. It's too late now. Ooh, that car stopped behind me. I'm gonna just keep walking. Safety first. Don't worry, I logged in on Facebook and everything before I left. My dad knows where I am. That's cool. I'm very wary. If you were here earlier, I was talking about a murderer I knew who randomly knew. This was before he did anything. Apparently he used to lurk in the bloody forest out here. So anyway, side story, but I'm not going to go into that. That is definitely another time. That's a sit down story time. Get out your popcorn, but be wary, it gets dark type conversation, and we're here to enjoy the nature, but safety first is my point. Love the ADHD content, a new follower. Great to know there is more people who have similar struggles. Me too. Honestly, I never thought doing this, like making the content that I make, would be relatable to others. I didn't realize how many of you there were. I really felt alone in that for a long time, and it's just so nice to be seen and other people to understand, and thank you. Thanks for sharing that. Oh, it was a zoomer. They're going pretty fast, really. Oh, we get to walk on the grass soon. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. I'm here for the grass walking. So this is all private land down here. Wow, bunny rabbit, did you see that? Oh, there's a quail crossing the road up there as well. I don't know if you guys saw that, but yeah, it was a bunny rabbit. It just went, hi, bye. And oh wow, there's so many. There's like a whole like group of like something, I don't know, birds, quails, I don't know. I didn't know quails could fly. Maybe they could something else. They're like a pigeon hen, I don't know, something like that. I was just saying, oh yeah, so this is all private land. Can't get anywhere near the river. Lucky sods, whoever owns that, oh my gosh, they must be pretty damn wealthy. Great fence though. When you love a fence like that, you never have to see anyone. Awesome. Oh yes, it's so good. Alright, I'm estimating, if I walk a little bit faster, another 5 to 8 minutes so I'm at my next spot. So if you got something to do, or if you want to go make a cup of tea or go and hydrate and come back, please, I'll be here. I'll be here waiting. Oh my gosh. I think it's just grass. Do you imagine like the cost of just mowing this and there's nothing on it? Let's be nosy. Oh, and it's windy. Yeah, just be grass, guys. Weird. Okay, well, all private property, trespassers will be prosecuted. That seems like an open invite to me. Is that the sort of thing that just makes you go, do I have any other diagnosis? No. I just have a diagnosis for an attentive type ADHD, but I do self-ID as autistic, but whether or not it is, I don't know. But they're very relatable people, and I just don't struggle with some of the things, and I know it's a spectrum, so that's why I'm not too sure. But maybe we'll figure it out one day. Oh, hey, look at this bird. So this is the ADHD in me. Oh, and it's gone. No, wait. There he is. Hi. I don't even know what type of bird that is. They're definitely not in Auckland where I was living for the last 16 years. Definitely more tropical birds up there. These giant pigeon-like birds, or they're kind of like giant chickens. I don't know, flying chickens. They're called kiriru, and they make the most amazing sound. Oh, hey, look at the string. unremarkable. But anyway, let's get going. Okay, I give myself a guesstimate 5 minutes from now. We'll be at this next place. 50k zone. That last car that went by definitely wasn't going 50k, that's for sure. It's quite slow actually, 50k really. That's kilometers per hour for you Northern Hemisphere folks. Actually most of the world, except for England, Japan, Australia and here. Maybe South Africa, I'm not too sure. We drive on this side of the road. The reason I ask is because a girl on TikTok basically said that only neurodivergent that exists is autism, and as the only mental illness. Oh wow, that's a that's an interesting thing to say. Nope. So this is how I see it. They might see it another way. I don't know, but I don't agree. So everybody is neurodiverse. Literally everyone. It's like just another type of biodiversity, right? Everybody's living with something. Some of us are neurotypical. Some of us are neurodivergent. So what classifies as neurodivergent is somebody who diverges from typical. And that is a whole heap of different neurotypes, not just autism. Although neurodivergent has been mostly described to discuss autism, it very much applies to many other psychiatric disorders like ADHD, BPD, bipolar, schizophrenia, all of those. We're all neurodivergent. We're not all the same type of neurodivergent, and some of us are neurominorities. Does that make sense? And a neurominority might be someone who has something even more less common to diagnose than that. Hopefully that makes sense. I also have ADHD, so that's why I looked to see what you thought. I 100% believe that we are all neurodivergent, us ADHDers, autistic folk and so on. Whether you want to call it that, that's up to you, and I totally I don't have any opinions on how someone self-describes, but if you're going to talk about the neurodiversity movement, which is what that normally refers to, then neurodivergent is the correct term. As someone with ADD, why is there stuff that my brain doesn't want to do? Like, I used to like going to the gym, and now when I walk, my body and mind wants to not be there anymore, and I lose motivation. Okay, so there's a couple of things going on there, and it's definitely related to your ADHD. So executive function is what governs the sort of control unit of the brain, the part that kind of pilots things, right? And we have some impairments in that space. What you would want to call a trait of ADHD regarding that in the diagnostic criteria, we have a few things. One of them is called executive dysfunction, which is when it can be really hard to action stuff. Yes, just what like Gabby has said here. And yeah, so I'm trying to put this simply. So executive function governs a few different things as well, like they're all a part of it. Working memory and your ability to tell how long it's going to take to do something. I'm so sorry about the wind, guys. It's coming up, but I'm almost at the spot that I wanted to show you. So if you want to stick around, that's cool. If you hate the wind, I don't blame you, and I'm so sorry. It's a mad southerly, and it's never this windy here ever. It actually isn't. Not like this anyway. Yeah, so executive dysfunction is pretty much the reason. And it just makes it hard to do stuff, like start a task, get started with a task, finish a task, and know what to do next. Yeah, that's probably like the simplest way I can put it. So this is the entrance to where I walked into the forest. If anyone finds themselves here and want to go, that's it, right there, across the road from here, where we're about to go. So I'm just going to walk down the road instead of going through the bush, because I know dog walkers like to throw their dog poos in there, and I'm not doing that again. Well, we're at 11% battery. Hang on, is it letting me know? Because hey guys, you know what? I think I am legitimately going to run out of battery this time, and I might skip going if it's just going to run out before I get there, because then there's just no point. Yeah, my phone's not even charging anymore, so my battery charger is now also flat. Kudos to the person who believed in me. But I'll actually end now, because then I can save this, and if you want to watch the part where I went to the waterfall and stuff, you can. And you know what, maybe you tune in again sometime around this time, and next couple of days I'll come back down here. But that's where I wanted to go, was just down there, and it's so close. Can we do it? We can do it. Okay, just stay with me. Hopefully, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. Okay. If we make it there, that'll be awesome. So I also have no idea what the reception's like down here. Okay, we're still on 11%. You're just making excuses for your failures. Like, wow, right? Who says that? All these side combos you have when explaining something is so relatable. I do that way too much. I love it. Yeah, let's go. I'm here for every side story. Context matters, guys. It's your ADHD, I promise. I feel like we all worry that it's us. Instead, when families say it's ADHD, it's just a crutch. It's not. It so isn't. It's like, this is how it is for me. It's not like I'm doing this on purpose, you know. We might get to the river. I hope we do. It's our flash as long drops. Or outdoor toilets. I don't know what you call them here. They're unisex. Woohoo! And I mean, are they really accessible? I don't know. I mean, I think anyone could go on those, but yeah. Okay, let's get to this water. It's crystal clear. I really hope the battery lasts. I'm so sorry if you stayed with me and it drops out. I'm pretty stoked we got this far. I mean, we ran to the waterfall on 1% battery. I just didn't even think that was we were gonna get there, and I was like, no, I brought you all here with me. Also means I've got no music. Wow, the water level here is really high. Like, you can see where it's actually gone to the grass. Actually, I don't know if you can see that. It's pretty glary. Oh my gosh, the water levels are really high. Hang on. Don't worry, it won't be any flash flooding, so let's go right up. So you can see how clear that water is. Look at it, it's like that's, you know, sorry duckos. Oh, yay, but this isn't what I wanted to show you. We're not even there yet. So yeah, this is Hipapatua Reserve, also known as Reed's Farm, here in Taupo, New Zealand. He gave me internalized ableism. That's relatable. I mean, my whole family is neurodivergent. They don't know that, but I do, and that's what makes it really hard sometimes when you're the diagnosed one who knows. But hey, anyway. And yeah, they have a lot of internalized ableism when they're living like that. which is probably most likely most of our parents, which is unfortunate. But hey, they were raised in different generations from us, and I'm not making excuses for them either, but that's part of it. I think if they knew better, they were pretty progressive, you know. My mum got diagnosed because of you. That's awesome. That's really cool to hear that, because you probably helped her, you know, understand herself in ways that she had no idea about before, right? Okay, wow, the water's so high. Normally there's rocks everywhere, and that's kind of like what I wanted to show you. Let's go down here a little bit. How do I still have battery? Oh my god, what is up with this? This is ADHD magic. I think maybe my ancestors be like, I want y'all to see this. I don't know. I'm not 100% into that, but hey, you know, I know how clear you can see that as, but yeah, it's just a river, and normally all these rocks are like surfaced, so the water level's really high today, which is good news. My dad isn't my bio dad, but he just doesn't relate. Yeah. Hey, but he must have time for you still. He's got time for your mum. I don't know. Silver outline your situation. I'm not privy to it, but you know. Yeah. She literally cried because it all finally made sense. Oh, mama! Give your mama a hug from me. Say, one of us. Welcome to the family. You are not alone. Oh, here's a fantail. Well, there goes a fantail. Never mind. I can't show you that. Oh yeah, last time we were here, my partner and I, we were like standing out on the rocks. And they are very much underwater. Holy heck. Wow, that river is high. Oh well, this is not quite what I wanted to show you. Because the water levels are usually lower than this. But hey, here we are. So yeah, I'm gonna go, because otherwise I might not be able to save this. And it'd be a shame, because I think some cool conversations happened and I want to watch it. So but thank you very much for coming along with me today. Hope I kept you company. Your phone is still alive. I know, right? I know. Were you here earlier? Yeah, I mean, I've gained battery and now I'm losing battery again. So, and yeah, I want to save it if I can. Save my memories of my second live stream ever on Instagram. Hey, it's still beautiful anyway, right? It's not quite what I wanted to show you, but here we are. Okay. Well, as they say here, ka kite anō, kia ora, ngā mihi, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Wait, how do I end this? Wait, is it the X in the corner? I think so. Okay, bye.